You're listening to the Radcast, a top 25 worldwide business podcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast. It's Friday, September 15th, 2023. Our weekly marketing, advertising, business, and UFO news of the week. My friend, Chris Hansen, what's up, brother?
As of this week, I'm just pumped to talk about these aliens, bro.
I know, man. I mean,
little curveball for the news.
We're business and marketing news, but let's be honest. Between Aaron Rodgers and mummified UFO aliens, we got to get to the big stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, this was breaking news.
How bigger can you be than aliens?
This is true. I mean, so much alien talk. It's really picked up lately. It's like all these flying objects moving too fast. The Navy, the Army, the Air Force, all these videos. And then now, I mean, we'll put it to the side, the fact that this is Mexico's Congress. I mean, I didn't even know that Mexico really had a working government, but like, but in all seriousness,
they're like, oh, the U.S. has sightings. We have real aliens.
Yeah, we're going to bring up the real shit. We found these mummies in Peru or wherever they were in 1917, but we're going to bring them out now. They just happen to look exactly like E.T.
Right. They look exactly like the aliens from every alien movie we've ever seen.
It is weird. I mean, these are government hearings, so let's just put aside our feelings for the legitimacy of certain governments. But it's still like supposedly really smart people. I mean, if a ufologist, I've just learned which is a term, is talking about it, ufology, the study of UFOs. I mean, I'm putting this all together, but is bringing out these mummified creatures saying they have 3 fingers. They have eggs inside them. They are taking over the world 800 years ago. Like, I don't know what to think about this stuff. My brain and my intelligence tells me that if you and I and how many ever billion people are walking around this planet, that there might be another planet with other beings on it. That makes sense to me. However, it just seems like at a certain point, it's kind of like ghosts. At a certain point, you're going to see them regularly. You're going to have clear, visible video of it that's not grainy, that's not a mummified ET, that there's going to be like undeniable 100% proof, no gray area if these things existed, right? But yet everything is always like, if you use your imagination, this thing is flying way faster than any aircraft could possibly fly. You see this dot on the screen? That's not a fly. That is an alien, alien craft. And then these mummified creatures that look exactly like Hollywood versions. And it's like, okay, if I see a fucking alien walk by on the trail right here outside of my building and it pulls out a laser on me, okay, I'll believe in UFOs. But until then, I'm kind of skeptical.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, you can show me these videos, which now with AI and all this stuff, it's like, it's hard to know what's what, but I'm right there with you. These intelligent beings that can travel through space and time, they can't just do a real life intro.
Yeah, they're obviously, they want to stay so behind the scenes. They don't want to freak us out. And it's like, this is a metal that is not made of this earth. You'll read the articles. It's a combination of adamantium and kryptonite. It's like,
I know, man. At this point, I don't think like anyone would be like shocked. They'd just be like, oh, well, at least we know for sure now that you guys are here also. Welcome.
Yes.
Like some Men in Black type shit.
I know. It's like, we'll see. But Mexico's claiming they've got mummified aliens and we need to pay attention. because the ufologist says so. But in bigger news, Aaron Rodgers, this is a marketing business show, but there's just some things that we can't ignore this week in our small talk. It was really quite the fizzle. So much noise. The poor Jets, they just are doomed, as we already knew they were. The only people that thought they weren't doomed was maybe Jets fans themselves. And 4 plays in, I was watching it live, and I'm like, dude was getting rushed. Like, it was 4 plays, but the first 3 plays, Aaron's getting buzzed on every time. Like, he got knocked down the first throw, and I'm like, they can spend all this money on Aaron Rodgers, but they don't have that offensive line buttoned up. He's not going to last very long. Right. And sure enough, 4th play. And when he went down, I saw him throw the football. I'm like, that looked weird. Like, that didn't look right. And then when he laid down, I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And I feel bad for him. I mean, I don't have any skin in the game, but like, as an older dude, I'm like rooting for the older guy, like 39.
How old is he
39.
now?
He turns 30. He's either 39 or just turning 39 soon. And so still playing at a high level, got himself in best shape of his life, supposedly. And he's ready to play. And then your Achilles gives out because they're playing on turf. This is another argument. There's a huge buzz about that, turf causing it. But so there you go, Jets fans. No Super Bowl for you this year, as if you were going to make it anyway.
Right.
It just, I know you aren't a gigantic NFL fan, but I'm sure you've heard all about this.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan, though.
Yeah.
I respect his game.
Ayahuascas. Is it ayahuasca or ayahuasca? Is there an H in there?
There's an H. It's
Silent H.
Yeah, he's like the NFL spiritual guru now, it appears.
Yeah, he's probably already headed down to his next getaway. He needs to clear the air.
Clear that energy out.
Yeah, I know. He might be in a walking boot, but he's, taking some mushroom potion and clearing out all the demons of falling over. I felt bad for him. And now they got to go back to Zach Wilson, who's, immediately threw an interception. I mean, look, they won the game, but that was mainly because of their defense and special teams. So we'll see what happens for all you. If you're a Jets fan out there, well, I apologize for, you being cursed. And I feel bad for Aaron. But you know what? I only feel bad for like half a second. I mean, he's a multimillionaire. He's got a lot of options. So he can either suck it up and do all the rehab and come back and prove everybody wrong, or he can never come back and tell us all to go to hell because he's a multimillionaire and doing commercials like the one that he's doing that's a mockumentary for Amberjack. So this article from adage.com. Aaron Rodgers' season may have ended prematurely on Monday night, but the endorsement game continues as the New York Jets quarterback is starring in a just-released mockumentary, a work of fiction that's presented in the style of a documentary for Amberjack dress shoes. Check that commercial out. We'll have a link to it in our feed, but it's pretty funny. And I do think Aaron's pretty good in commercials.
I need to see this. I haven't seen it yet. I've also never heard of Amberjack shoes, so I'm curious now.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. You haven't heard of them. Now you have.
I'm going to click the link in the bio when you post this and check it out.
Exactly. Hey, you need to get high on our own supply. So, feed our own links. So those backlinks work for the show.
Get those clicks.
Yes. So,
even if it's my own clicks.
Exactly.
Click is a click.
I love a good mockumentary, though. I mean, mockumentaries are underrated. I love anything that's parody and playing off of, this is serious, but it's really not, I think that's like the guy humor in us. It's like the original for me was like when Will Ferrell and would do like different skits, and then when freaking like Tommy Boy was big, I'm completely blanking on Chris Farley. Chris Farley would do these mockumentaries on SNL. And I remember this one. And if you're listening, you probably remember this. Like, they used to have these coffee commercials, which is Taster's Choice. And they'd always go into these fine restaurants, and they would, it was Taster's Choice. And they'd go into a fine restaurant, and they'd go, we've secretly replaced their everyday coffee with Taster's Choice. We want to see what the reaction is from guests that are having the coffee. And they go ask them, they're like, oh, it's so delicious, whatever. And they do this skit with Chris Farley. They go up to him, and it's an SNL skit. And they're like, sir, we've secretly replaced your coffee with Taster's Choice coffee. And instead of like going along with it, Chris is like, you did what? You son of a bitch. And he like throws down his napkin and starts fighting the waiter. It's funny. Go watch it. Go Google Taster's Choice mockumentary with Chris Farley. So there you have it. SNL was the best of this. SNL's kind of gone downhill. I wish it was as good as it used to be, but that's how we always say.
Big time. Yeah.
So this comes to us also, not to confuse Ad Age with Ad Week. All the weeks, the days, the ages, the months, Ad Month. I'm going to come out with Ad Month. Admonth.com. Adweek.com. Nanoinfluencers give brands a better ROI than Kim Kardashian. It's funny. I thought it was micro. Now we're at nano. Not micro influencers. These are nano influencers. They are so small. They're nano. No, you can't. If you got 1,200 followers, you're too big. We want you with 400 followers.
Right. Where's the cutoff?
Exactly. It's like, where is there enough scale for it to matter?
What are the metrics for nano versus micro?
She's got to manage 1,000 of them. Yeah. So social media users with smaller followings generate a higher engagement rate, while the celeb entrepreneurs generate typically less than 1%. And look, this makes sense. And if you want to manage 1,000 nano influencers, great. If you've got the team to do that. But the problem is 12% of 1,000 versus 1% of 200 million. Give me the 1% of 200 million.
Right.
So, like, her engagement rate might be low, but her reach is so high that you still get to more people. So, I need to see more data here.
I think they should have mentioned that little. Yeah, that
they miss. This is where data lies. It's like, 12% is better than 1%, yes. But 12% of 1,000 is not enough people. If you're selling a lot of T-shirts, I need 1% of 200 million.
Yeah.
But the one thing that'd be better than engagement rate would be like conversion rate. That's where you get into it. Is like, I can see, and we've seen this even with our own stuff. Like, some people move the needle, some people don't. It's like, is the product relevant? It's one thing for engagement, but what's conversion rate? And so I do think you can get really good ROI out of micro influencers, nano influencers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But you need to recognize that to get scale, you're going to have a lot of them and manage them appropriately. Whereas you could just hire Kim Kardashian. I hate to stay on the soapbox, Chris, but I just wanted to share something from the Harvard Business Review. It's really touched my heart, really in a soft way. Feedback is now too harsh. The new word is feed forward. Not feedback, it's feed forward. Traditional feedback, which includes praise and criticism, may not effectively help employees thrive due to biases in ratings, the brain's response to criticism, and the subjective nature of excellence. Instead, managers should focus on recognizing and reinforcing employees' strengths and successes, as neuroscience suggests that growth is driven by a focus on strengths rather than weaknesses.
It drives me insane.
I mean, this shit is just like, feedback is now feed forward.
Use the word feedback and just tell managers focus more on strengths.
It's like how do you get better at anything if you don't know what you suck at? So you only focus on
literally.
Oh, Johnny, you're really good at taking notes. You're really good at spelling words, but you fucking suck at math. So how do you get better if you don't know? Oh my God.
When does it end? I'm all about positivity, but
yeah, I'm all about positivity.
You need fire under your ass.
But you want to get better at something, you got to know what you suck at.
Right. I'd rather have someone shoot me straight. And yeah, I might not like it at the moment, but once you get over the initial kind of like, oh, you do better, right? Like you can take that and either, be a victim or be like, okay, maybe there's some validity there. Let me take a look at myself and try harder. It's just nuts to me, man.
Yeah.
Like this corporate culture.
The subjective nature of excellence. Excellence isn't subjective, man. We all know it when we see it. It's like we can all choose to, here's what's subjective. Happiness is subjective. Excellence really isn't. It's right. So we're confusing two words. It's okay if you're happy being an everyday person. You don't want to work 80 hours a week. You do not want to you want to live more than you work, and you recognize that might come with a limited amount of money, but you're happy. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But excellence in sport or a job, it's not really that subjective. It's not. It's like,
right.
Especially if you have measures to grade and they go, okay, you have checks and balances for these things. And I don't have a problem. I'll find myself, I have no problem changing criticism or negative to opportunity for improvement, right. Or I like the word opportunity. So right. I'm okay with a little bit of lingual change here, but let's not confuse it. If you don't know what you're doing bad or not hitting objectives, we have to have expectations. This just feels like right. We're wiping out expectations. When you are no longer going to criticize or tell where you can improve, you're pretty much extinguishing any real expectation.
Yeah, and you're not empowering people, I feel like.
Yeah.
You need people to push you out of comfortability in order to get better. And that could be even a personal trainer in the gym pushing you to get 2 more reps when you don't want to do it. It's I just feel like humans evolve through hardship and challenge, not coddling and pats on the back.
Yeah. One would
call me biased.
I really need you to.
And believe me, I've had some harsh managers in my day that definitely, it hurt my ego if I got some criticism. But if I'm honest, they were probably right about the things I needed to improve on. And it might have pissed me off, but it made me do better. Take it as fuel.
Yeah. Just next time, just don't give me feedback. Just give me feed forward, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll try to keep my fragile ego just can't take the feedback anymore. I just want to go forward.
These word games, man. So annoying.
Yes. Cameron, one of our producers, and stuck this in there because she knew that I would love it, and I did.
Yeah, it's right up your alley. Maybe she's trying to tell you something, Ryan.
She doesn't want any more feedback from me. She only wants feed forward.
Yeah, adopting a new philosophy at the Radical Agency. Feed forward only, feed forward. Guys.
We're not no criticism, and absolutely no expectations, and no grading.
Right.
It will only be positivity and kumbaya. All right, moving on. Warner Music signs a record deal with an AI-generated pop star, Noonoouri. I think I said that right. That's what it looks like on paper. Noonoouri is a virtual influencer with over 400,000 Instagram followers. Just keep in mind that means they're not real. And has achieved the distinction of being the first strictly digital pop star and secured a record deal with Warner Music. It was created by Munich graphic designer Jörg Zuber. Initially gained fame as a model and an Instagram influencer before venturing into the music industry with her debut single, Dominoes, created using generative AI. The revenue from the song will be shared among all contributing creatives. So essentially, this graphic designer created a totally virtual influencer, i.e. not real, i.e. a robot, digital robot, Noonoouri, and it has 400,000 followers and it makes music. Man.
I like how it still refers to Noonoouri as a her, like with her debut single. It's not real.
Is it a she, him, it, her, or us? I think it should be a we, since it's AI generated and it comes from so many people. Them. I'm going to call Noonoouri them.
The positive I can say is at least the revenue shared, by everyone contributing. That's
exactly
cool.
I mean, I'm going to get on after this and listen to some Noonoouri and see, and go follow them on Instagram and see how many pronouns they have. Right. I bet it sounds pretty good because a lot of stuff's starting to sound fairly similar, especially the poppy stuff. Like throw it in the generative AI machine and it pops out a hit track. And, it just might sound a lot like Drake or whatever. I don't know what the genre is.
Yeah.
This comes from Hypebeast, hypebeast.com. They always have some random shit. And they also, if you want to know, like if you want to go to like their brand meter, you can see what brands are most popular on Hypebeast. I'll go check it out sometimes. Like Nike's always up there, and some of the more
they always have pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
I like that.
And then you can also see like the up and coming brands, like maybe the hipsters are starting to wear or whatever. It's like creeping into the top 10. So go check out our friends at Hypebeast, hypebeast.com. And while you're checking out friends, go take a Vaycay. Vaycay, takeavaycay.com, the official sponsor of the Radcast. Premium wellness products delivered straight to you in the U.S. Mood boosters, sleep boosters, whatever you need boosting, Chris, we got it, don't we?
We got it all, baby.
Mood, sleep, pain, free boosting. We don't boost pain. We reduce the pain. Yeah. Go to takeavaycay.com. We've got natural vapor, gummies, and my favorite, I have to smell my arm because I smell the peppermint radiating off of my tennis elbow. Like a peppermint candy. Like I kind of want to lick it, but don't do that. It's not edible. Our products are not edible, even though you kind of want to sometimes. But you can also go to rolloffthepain.com. That goes straight to our CBD. Roll on 4,000 milligrams of CBD and the cooling effect that you get from all the other things. But then what you really get is actually the numbingness. Like right now, my elbow's good and numbed up. It was cool coming in, and now the pain's like numbed up. My favorite part. My least favorite part's like 4 hours from now when I like tweak it, like lifting in the gym or something like that. But that's why you go right back to it. But go take them out. Takeavaycay.com, Vaycay. The only way to Vaycay, official sponsor of the Radcast. Hey, if you didn't check it out this week, Exit Without Exiting with my friend Jason Duncan. So if you own a company and you're too involved in it, here's how you exit without exiting. He teaches entrepreneurs how to get out of the day-to-day and how to work on the business instead of in the business. So if you haven't checked out that episode, hit the back button here and listen to Jason Duncan. Good guy, good Southern guy from Tennessee. I don't know about those Southern accents. What? Just kidding. We all got them. Next week, CJ Finley, Thrive on Life. This was a really fun episode. Kind of got down and dirty. Another entrepreneur working in and on the space of companies that are helping others. And really, what I respect about CJ is he's carved out a niche that he's working in, and it's something he's passionate about. and he's built a brand around it. He's got a popular podcast, Thrive on Life, everything that is around their brand and what he's doing. So check that out. Really insightful on many fronts next week on the podcast. And yesterday we had a big day. We had reality TV stars, sports broadcasters. So it's heating up on the Radcast. So stay tuned and look, check your local listings, i.e. Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Check your local listings for all the newest and updated episodes that will be coming out. Keep checking those local listings, Chris.
I always do.
You always do.
Stay up to date.
Stay up to date. Speaking of up to date, Ben Affleck's always up to date. Duncan.
Yeah.
With Ben Affleck and Ice Spice are in a new ad for Munchkins drink. Ben Affleck is back in another Dunkin's ad, this time joined by Ice Spice for a new fall drink in a bid to lean into the rapper's Gen Z fandom. 3 words I enjoy. Is the fandom's kind of a fun word, you know? Fandom. Like, I don't know if that's like good or bad. I'm like, oh, fandom.
It's kind of heavy.
It is kind of heavy. I do like these Ben Affleck Dunkin commercials, though. I like him behind. I don't know what it is. It's like seeing him like with the headset on in the drive-through line. It makes me think for a second that he's an everyday man. Instead of
it makes sense. Every time I've seen paparazzi photos of him, he's got like a Dunkin in his hand.
Yeah. It's because like, he's sober, so it's like he's always drinking coffee, Yeah.
I
don't know if it's to sober him up and it's just disguised, but after that one, it was like, he's been really sober because it showed him like he looked sloppy as hell at like one of the parties like with Jen, and I don't know. I hope he's
maybe she's. I don't know if you saw there was a video of them walking to their car and he opens the door for her and he like slams it, where it clearly looks like they were
having a tiff.
Maybe it's how he just copes with dealing with her.
Maybe. I'll tell you this much. Why is it that all celebrity couples never 99% of, if divorce rate's 50% for the uslings, it's like 99% for celebrities. Like, you got all the money, you got all the fame. Why can't you fucking make it work out? Like,
I'm rooting for him, man. They're on round 2. Yeah. God knows she's been engaged, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, I think now.
45 times. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it's more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, I'm rooting for him.
I
just don't understand. Like, what? At the end of the day, unless he's hitting the bottle again, which maybe that's the problem. But if it's not that, what do they really have to argue about? It's like,
I don't know, man.
She looks great. She's like 50-something and looks 30-something. He looks pretty good. Yeah. He's a good-looking guy. He was Batman. And they got more money than they could do. It's like, it just shows you money and success does not make happiness.
No.
So, but unless he might be hitting the sauce again. That might be why they're pitching sometimes. Who knows?
It could be, man.
But I like these Dunkin commercials, and I like me some Ice Spice. My kids like Ice Spice. Are you an Ice Spice fan?
Yeah, she's. I can't say I like. I'm gonna go in the car and look her up on Spotify, but she's had some catchy tunes. I like her vibe. I like her style. Yeah. I think she's got a unique style.
Yeah. I always want to call her Spiced Ice, though. I don't know.
Ice Spice. I mean, hey.
Spiced Ice.
Seems like she should be doing like a spiced chai latte.
Exactly. She needs to be on like Starbucks. Like, if I was her agent, I'd be like, all right, we need to get an iced coffee at Starbucks with some spice on it. And I guess you could do that at Dunkin', but I'm sure that's somewhat related to the Munchkins drink on some level.
Maybe they have a spicy chai Munchkin flavor or something. Sure. Good for her.
I used to drink the hell out of Dunkin' Donuts when I was in New York. It was on every corner. And I mean, I would have that tall, like, extra Dunkin'. Oh, dude, 700 calories in a coffee or whatever. It's got 47 creams and 250 sugars. And it's like, literally, oh my God, I'd feel so good for like 20 minutes. And then like an hour later, I'm like, I don't know.
Dude.
It's like, it was so good though. That's the only coffee I ever really drank religiously.
Do you consider yourself a Dunkin guy?
I don't drink coffee.
Starbucks?
Like, I'm an energy drink guy. But
right, you just fucking slam Monsters.
Today it's
you're an energy drink guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're switching it up. Different blend, different formula.
Yeah, I mean we're trying to get up all the potential sponsors. Optimum Nutrition, give us a call. They got their amino energy. This one's pretty good. So I got 100 milligrams of caffeine. This is not too bad.
It's not bad.
But I had 600 earlier this morning, so I figured I needed to go light for the show.
You didn't want to be having heart palpitations while on the show.
Look, I think I could have like 2,000 milligrams of caffeine and take a nap. I don't know. It's like
I'm right there with you, brother. I mean, I had a venti right before this, and I could lay down and take a nap right now. If
it has,
maybe it's the sun hitting me. I'm like a reptile with a heat lamp.
Possibly. But I stopped drinking coffee because I was like, once I realized, like, I finally saw an article or was smart enough to go, all right, this is a lot of cream and a lot of sugar. And like, and yeah, it had caffeine, but like once I realized it was really just like dessert in a cup, I'm like, I'm just going to go to the energy drinks. And
yeah,
I think I lost 10 pounds just cutting out the extras.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those drinks now, their Starbucks is dropping the fall stuff. I saw this morning. It's like, you're right. It's absolutely dessert in a cup. Like, it looks delicious. I just do black. I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Maybe once every 3 months, I'll do a caramel macchiato if I'm feeling funky.
I tell you what,
I anticipate a stomach ache all day.
Yeah. I could never get into Starbucks though. My wife likes Starbucks. I was always a Dunkin guy.
Fair.
Let's have a debate. So if you're listening, drop us some DM or something. Are you a Starbucks person or a Dunkin's person?
And why?
And if you try to throw in like some brand
loyal.
that's not one of those two, we're not listening to you because
don't come at us with Caribou Coffee or any of that
none
bullshit.
of that. None of that. We're not supporting small business with local shops that we've never heard of. This is all about big corporate America that might sponsor the show.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. But
That's
for real,
so funny.
we want to keep this clean. Dunkin versus Starbucks. Who's winning? So there you have it. Musk, Zuckerberg, Gates to join U.S. senators for an AI forum. Lawmakers are grappling with how to mitigate the dangers of the emerging technology, which has experienced a boom in investment and consumer popularity after the release of OpenAI's ChatGPT. Lawmakers want safeguards against potentially dangerous deepfakes, election interference, and attacks on critical infrastructure. This comes to us from usnews.com. Yeah, I think they should be involved in this discussion.
It makes me laugh.
It's kind of like everybody that's making all the AI that might do some scary shit all is getting into a forum. It's like,
yes,
yeah,
that's exactly my thoughts. It's the people responsible for it.
Yeah.
And I'd venture to say some of those people have had some questionable business tactics in the past. I don't want to name names, but everyone knows these people.
Yeah. This would kind of be like let's get the Marlboro family
right.
and Skull family.
And talk tobacco
and
regulation.
Let's talk tobacco and the dangers of it and, you know, what they're going to do about it.
They're not biased at all.
Yeah. And what's the family like the painkillers? Like, you know, let's get the Purdue family in and talk about how we're going to, you know, regulate opioids. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see about that.
And because those senators are so well versed on AI, you know, these young tech savvy senators.
I think you know what, I don't get that involved with politics, but put me on I think senators should be from 35 to 45 years old, and I think presidents should be 50 to 60. Period. Because there's your two terms, 50 to 60. If you want to run for president, then you need to be between 50 and 60 years old. You that way, you've got the energy, the stamina. You're somewhat plugged in to the old school and the new school, and you can get your 2 terms in. You just need to start running when you're 50, or somehow, or 48 or whatever, back that out. So you get your 2 terms in while you're 50 to 60. Anything older is too old. Anything younger is too young. I can get behind that.
Yeah, me too.
And that means my window's coming up, buddy.
Hey, better start prepping that campaign, boy. Got to start raising that money.
Exactly. That's the last thing I want to do. Oh, finally today, Coca-Cola launches beverage created with the help of artificial intelligence, also known as AI, people. Coca-Cola has launched Coca-Cola Y3000, a beverage the company said is the first flavor co-created with human and artificial intelligence. It's the latest limited edition flavor to launch under its Coca-Cola Creations platform, and the third one to debut this year. They'll have a 0 sugar and a full sugar version launching in select markets around the world. Coca-Cola started the Creations platform in 2022 to highlight the company's signature beverage while drawing in younger consumers. So far, it's launched 7 flavors. Yeah, this comes to us from the Marketing Dive, marketingdive.com. You going to try some Y3000?
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I definitely am open to it. I'm just fascinated how they did this and what.
Yeah, what were the inputs?
It's gotta be. It's probably good as shit. It's probably really good.
Maybe the first couple of I've tried the first couple of these. Like I didn't like it. Like they were like
the
2
AI ones.
No, I think this is the first. This is the first AI one, Chris, according to this article. But they had a couple other flavors under this Creations platform that I've tried. They've had them in stores. So you've probably seen them.
What?
They've had the funky labels. Like they've been like too fruity. They haven't tasted that great. But I don't know how much. I'd love to know how much they're selling of this. Are they really selling? Are they bringing in more customers, or are they just diluting the people that buy regular Coke? That's what I'd like to know, because that's the real truth deal. Like, are they pulling people over that might be drinking like the orange soda, the purple sodas, the non Coca-Colas? Okay, then that strategy makes sense. But if you're just if you're still selling like 1 billion Cokes and you put in these new flavors, I guess if it's bringing in the younger demo, but I just want to know if you're cannibalizing your regular Coke sales, or are you actually bringing in new consumers?
Yeah.
That's the question. That's the business question. And I would assume time will tell if it's doing one. I will say this. You know, Nicole turned 40 last weekend. We were down in Charleston on Folly Beach. Had a great time. And after the weekend, it was very tired. And we stopped at the Waffle House. And on the way home, had my normal double waffle. Delicious. Don't mess around with anything else. It's the fucking Waffle House. Get a fucking waffle. Get a waffle. Double it up. Butter and syrup. Call it done. Don't get anything else. Don't try to tell me about this bowl or that bowl or this bowl. No, get the waffle. I had a regular Coke with that waffle. It was the most unhealthy meal I've probably eaten in I don't know how long. Double waffle and a Coke. Man. However, that Coca-Cola original was delicious and reminded me of why it's so addictive and probably so bad for you. So there's my Coke story.
100%. Yeah.
And we did have a fabulous time. Good. You're a regular Coke guy.
Yeah, I am. I'm definitely a regular Coke guy. Although I did think of you when I was buying one the other day of trying the 0.
You ever tried it?
I think that the 0. I mean, I've had it, but I think in particular we talked about the 0 cherry, which I've not tried. You got to get that,
dude. You have to get 0 cherry.
I know.
Dude, it's the best. So good. So bad for you. So good, though. Y3000, though, when I heard this, I was thinking more of like, what's that? I feel like it was like a rapper's name. A rapper's name, like Y2000.
Andre 3000. From Outkast.
Yes, I knew. I was like, Y3000. It's, yes, Andre 3000. He's going to sue him. Be like, that's too close. That, or he's going to be rapping about it.
I am curious where that comes from, the Y3000.
I don't know. Who knows?
It's kind of, maybe the AI said, you need to name it this.
Yeah. Just to make you go, why? There we go. That's today's big headlines. Don't forget, avoid the aliens and send a love note to our dear friend, Aaron Rodgers. Get well soon.
Yes.
Get well soon. There was a song about that. But any final words, Chris?
Just keep an eye out for the aliens and have a Coca-Cola classic.
There you go. You want to find us, theradcast.com. Search for aliens. You'll find all the highlight clips from today. I can't remember an episode we talked about more aliens than we did today. Give us a follow on Instagram and on YouTube. And check out our newest podcast, the Vaycay Podcast. Right there behind Chris's head. Vaycay, the Vaycay Podcast. All your wellness, biohacking, and insider tips for getting the best out of your wellness life. You can find it there. We'll see you next time on the Radcast.
To listen or watch full episodes, visit us on the web at theradcast.com or follow us on social media at our Instagram account, the.rad.cast, or at Ryan Alford. Stay radical.